What's up, guys? Welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Um, Welcome to another episode of the Good Faith Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and the Good Faith Show is only exclusively on the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network on um, major platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Twitter. And also, too, I have a couple of shameless plugs for you guys. Be sure to follow the official ATP Network account. I handle right there for you. It's at ATP Network 247. And like the video as well. If you're just not tuning in, we really appreciate it. Like, I just don't know what liking the video does. It goes a long way. So, do the thing. And also too, go on to GazaFunds.com if you want to help out the Palestinian people. Some people trying to leave, some people need help. So yeah, do what you can on GazaFunds.com. I know it's a lot more that I wish I can do, but and a lot of other people can do. But this is, to be honest with you, this is the bare minimum. So, GotzaFunds.com, and also too, be sure to follow me on my alternate Twitter account. I got one as well. I don't have a ticker for that yet, but at Andre X Reloaded too. I might delete the other one because, um, I mean, yeah, I explained to y'all why I want to delete that one, but as for now, just follow me on the other one. I'm gonna be more active on there and look at the timeline because I just now basically avoid Twitter like the plague. Like I remember we had Greg on here the other day. He talking about how shitty Twitter is. Yeah, Twitter. I mean, Twitter just become. I mean, Twitter, and to be honest with you, always been a platform that's like always been the most controversial in terms of what people say. But now, since a Nazi run the platform, oh, it's been nothing but bullshit. So yeah. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. Yesterday I was at work. Um, and yes, I do work on the weekends, unfortunately. Not no more now since my hours have changed again. Um, you know, the boss was there. A couple of coworkers was there. We was in his office. We're just talking about stuff. And then the conversation of Black Lives Matter came up. And, they said some things that I disagreed with, and they said some things I agreed with. Like, I think that's what people think of black people. Like they said, how can when a white man murder a black man, people come together, but when it comes to um, black folks killing black folks, now all of a sudden, like with that same energy, like first of all, most black people do call that stuff out. Me as a black man, I call that stuff out all the time. But you got to understand, it's always a reason why people do things. You'd be like, why is there, in terms of black folks murking each other? It's a reason. It's because we're the most impoverished. Well, yeah, we the most disenfranchised people in this country, and we made literally everything like that now in use. And they like it's like I noticed something like I guess in the 70s, black folks was climbing up the ladder a little bit. Then, in the 80s, the government didn't want that. So, especially, Ronald Reagan raced his ass. He didn't want that shit either. So, they put drugs into our neighborhoods, like decimated our neighborhoods. I'm pretty sure, um, but now when people call it hoods, I'm pretty sure they weren't hoods. Like, I'm pretty sure there was pretty good, black communities. It's just poverty, and just oh man, so I could really get into that alone. But it's not really about that. Well, part that it really bothered us. One of my other coworkers, he brought up race. He's saying that basically, he basically said, when he got confused with race. He thinks that racism is when somebody called black folks the N word or something like that. When we had to really educate them, the rest of us that was in the office, and tell them that, hey, dude, like, like the white man got clever with the racism, bro. Like, like, yeah, man. Like, it's a difference between being ignorant and being sneaky. See, being ignorant is a racist motherfucker calling you nigga all the time. Nigga, 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 nigga this. Nigga, 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 nigga that. Like that's just ignorance. But slick, the worst ones are the ones that do you in. Like when you at a job and you have the experience at the job, and you know your boss promotes somebody with no experience or a family member over you. Like that's systematic. Or my other coworker, he sell homes. Like he said, like he deals with that shit all the time. Like a black folks home is worth $85,000. Like I live in the South, y'all, and a white person's house is worth what 115,000 or some shit like that. Like yeah, like it's layers to racism. Like I guess he didn't understand that. It's easy to call some people ignorant, but I don't think this guy's ignorant. I think he's just misinformed. To be surprised, not to my surprise, I'm pretty sure a lot of black people like him. Like, you just think they think one way. Like we didn't. None of us argue with him. We just had a good conversation. But hope he gets it. Hope he understands. But like, yeah, man. And then he gonna say that, like he said that the racism that our ancestors experienced back then isn't the same as it is now. Like that's somewhat true, but we still experiencing racism. Like no way, but no, like racism never left. So yeah, I just had to talk about that because yesterday was like you should have seen my face. I like, oh my god, like this guy here. Wow, he needs some education. Um, so yeah, what I'm gonna talk about? I'm gonna talk about Americans financing groceries, which is appalling. This black couple house got raided by the SWAT team because they went to the wrong house. Republicans warning Trump about cutting Medicaid, and I got Bernie Sanders and AOC news and Medicare for All news. So yeah, man. This ain't gonna be a long stream, so like the video again if you're just not tuning in. And thank you guys so much for watching my black ass. I know it's a lot of other YouTubers or people on Rumble or Twitter or whatever, whatever you watching this on, that are way better at me in this than this. So I really appreciate it. Like y'all don't have to do that. You know, um, I believe in giving my flowers, when I can. So all right, guys, on to the first story. You know, um, me as a political commentator, um, remember when Donald Trump said that he was going to lower grocery prices, and now grocery prices are going to go up even higher because of the tariffs that he imposed. I think one thing I regret from last year covering towards the end of the 2024 presidential election, which to be honest is a waste of time. I'm pretty sure a lot of people say that to my face, like, why cover this? Like, nothing will improve, nothing will change. Both parties are bad. I get all that, you know, but people gotta understand something. Like a lot of people that watch content like this, like me or RBN or whatnot, like a lot of these people aren't into politics. So like we know that the system is meant to torture the poorest people in the country. But they need to know that. They need to know that you know the system don't give a fuck about you. So yeah, man, I just had to say that. I should have covered Trump more. I covered Biden a lot. I covered Kamala a lot. You know, obviously most of us used to vote for Democrats. I mean, I did not vote for Biden. I did not vote for Kamala. Just y'all know. I'm just saying. But yeah, man, like I get it. But anyway, so buy now, pay later, man. I mean, like this is wild. This is wild. People are financing groceries, man. Like people cannot afford to buy groceries when they get their paycheck, so they have to buy now. The buy now pay later. They gotta finance their groceries, get a loan to buy groceries. Oh God. Um, so now I'm finna play this video right here.
Grocery prices continue to rise, and with inflation and tariffs, many people are leaning on a new way to pay for their food. NBC Connecticut's Cindy Boyle tells us more on how buy now, pay later apps are being used for groceries.
Buy now, pay later. It's a method that many people are falling back on in a time where things are expensive.
These are financing options that allow people to split the cost of a purchase into 4 installments over 6 to 8 weeks with no interest.
From flight purchases to clothing and now groceries.
Buy now and pay later. I can't do that. No.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea, sure. Whatever helps people, especially families. I mean, it's probably something they're really happy about.
He says he shops.
Like, I don't, I'm gonna be fair with that guy. I'm not gonna slander him or nothing, but I don't think nobody is happy having to split your grocery bill into 4 installments or any purchase. Heard what she said earlier, like to split your airline ticket, buy clothes. Like, I'm not happy because I can't pay it outright. Having to split it into 4 payments. Like, I get what he's saying. Like, I guess he said it. I guess it's a little easier to buy groceries now, but it's not. Like, this is what I'm gonna get to. Like, this is why food should be a human right to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't normal, bro. Like, you shouldn't have to buy now, pay later for groceries, bro. Like, so you telling me that most of the people in this country does this, and if they don't do it, they starving to death? And you see why people are stealing steaks in Walmart. Oh my God, man. But I disagree with that older gentleman there. But yeah, man. Let me continue.
For groceries a couple times a week.
It's easily over $100. You add it up monthly 4 times. I mean, it's a good amount.
A survey done by the Lending Tree found that 25% of people using BNPL apps like Klarna and Afterpay were using those loans for groceries.
Pros are that you're able to get a large amount of groceries, even if you don't have the cash right now. The negative part is, even for those systems that have no interest payments, you have to carefully read to see if there are hidden fees.
What it speaks to is the sense of urgency that people have, that consumers have, in terms of paying for food for their home.
The survey also found that 41% of the respondents said they made a late payment on a BNPL loan in the last year.
Many of the companies we represent, if a consumer is late on a payment, they will cut them off from using that service. So that means that you can't continue incurring debt if you haven't resolved an ongoing payment.
While there are some guardrails, experts say people should be careful when it comes to borrowing money.
I would suggest people be very careful.
Like, don't you understand why people do this? Being careful. Like, people are desperate. Like, these corporations that have these buy now, pay later loans, they feed off of people's desperation. Like, you heard what they said, like, if you late on a payment, like, it's hidden fees. Yeah, it's no interest, but it's fees in that service. And to be honest with you guys, I had to use that when the pandemic hit, a few times, like, because I didn't have no money. Like, I got furloughed from my job for a while until they call us back. But like, these companies know what they doing. That's why they do this. Like, it's wild, man. Like this should not happen in the quote unquote richest country in America, in the world. Like, where everybody can have food and housing, but because your rent is so high and your rent takes most of your paycheck, you have to finance your food now. Like that right there should make everybody like angry. Like, no matter like what your financial status is. Like, I know a lot of people are, are not selfish, but they only care about themselves. They don't care about nobody else. People like that, man. Like, that's just the world. That's it. That's just the world we live in, man. But I'm just talking about anybody that like you should have some compassion, for stuff like this. Like this, yeah. This ain't cool,
And
man.
determining how they're going to utilize that and to be assured that they can pay on the date that they're supposed to pay.
Cindy Boyo, NBC Connecticut News.
So yeah, that's the video version. Now I'm gonna read to y'all the article from CNBC. Share my screen again. Um, This is more thorough. Uh, Hope y'all can see that. Let me see. Make it a little bit bigger, cause uh, let me see. There we go. There we go. Here we go. It says more Americans are financing with groceries with buy now pay later loans, and more are paying those bills late. Survey says. Um, and she read all that. Let me get to the meat and potatoes of this. It says a growing number of Americans are using buy now pay later loans to buy groceries, and more people are paying those bills late, according to a new Lending Tree data released Friday. The figures are the latest indicator that some consumers are cracking under the pressure of an uncertain economy and are having trouble affording essentials such as groceries as they contend with persistent inflation, high rates, and concerns around tariffs. Yeah. Oh God. It says in a survey conducted April 2nd to April 3rd of 2,000 U.S. consumers ages 18 to 79, nearly half are reported have used buy now, pay later services. Of those consumers, 25% of respondents said they were using BNPL loans to buy groceries, up from 14% in 2024 and 21% in 2023, the firm said. Meanwhile, 41% of respondents said they made a late payment on a BNPL loan in the past year, up from 34% in the year prior, the survey found. So, yeah, that's a big problem, obviously. Not only you have to get a buy now pay later loan, also too most likely because you know you're under duress. It means you poor. You can't you can't make the payment on time. And if you've been poor, like I've been poor many times myself, you understand that when the payment's late, what they do, they charge you interest. And I heard what they said too. If you miss a payment on those loans, you can't make another purchase, I mean, which it keeps you from getting more debt. But oh God, like this is not normal, bro. I'm just keep saying this is not normal. Um, Lending Tree's chief consumer finance analyst Matt Schultz said that of those respondents who said they paid a BNPL bill late, most said it was by no more than a week or so. A lot of people are struggling and look for ways to extend their budget. Schultz says inflation is still a problem. Interest and rates are still really, really high. There's a lot of uncertainty around tariffs and other economic issues, and it's going to add up to a lot of people looking for ways to extend their budget however they can. He said for an awful lot of people, that's going to mean leaning on buy now, pay later loans for better or for worse. He said. Yeah, the inflation thing. Like, listen. Inflation ain't nothing but greedflation. Like that's what a lot of people call it. Like, um, that a lot of time for these corporations, there's no need to jack up the prices of this stuff. Like, like inflation supposed to be a thing where like you have a drought or something, or some a flood or something like that, and it hurts your stock. But you know, really in all actuality, I mean, to be honest with you, we already got greedflation, but because of climate change, we're gonna have real inflation too. But I'm just saying, like most inflation is greedflation. Um, like for example, oil production, like oil is consistent, comes out of the ground consistently. Like it's no seasonal type of thing. Like they pull oil out of the ground every fucking day. Like in the wintertime they don't. Oh God, like yeah, like but gas prices go up. Like see that you know that's inflation. That's greedflation. That's a good example. Um, he said he stopped short of calling the results of a recession indicator, but said conditions are expected to decline further before they get better. I do think it's going to get worse, at least in the short term, said Schultz. See, that's the problem right there. If you've been poor and disenfranchised for a very long time, you've been in a recession for a long time. Shout out to JB for saying this, and also shout out to JB. I always give people credit when credit is due when I see them do articles like this themselves. Um, like, bro, recession has been here for the poor man for a long time. It's just now you guys are catching up to it. And like, yo, you guys, man, corporate media is always late to the show, man. I noticed that. Uh, it says the loans, which allow consumers to split purchases into smaller payments, are on a popular alternative to credit cards because they don't often charge interest. But consumers can see high fees if they pay late, and they can run into problems if they stack up multiple loans. Um, in a Lending Tree survey, 60% of BNPL users say they have multiple loans at once, with nearly a fourth saying they have held three or more at once. Yeah, that's a problem. It's really just important for people to be cautious when they use these things because even though they can be a really good interest-free tool to help you kind of make it from one paycheck to the next, there's also a lot of risk of mismanaging it, says Schultz. So people should tread lightly. It says Linden Tree's findings come after Billboard revealed that about 60% of general admission Coachella attendees funded their concert tickets with buy now, pay later loans, sparking a debate on the state of the economy and how consumers are using debt to keep up their lifestyles. A recent announcement from DoorDash that it will begin accepting BNPL financing from Klarna for food deliveries led to widespread mockery and jokes that Americans were struggling so much they're now being forced to finance cheeseburgers and burritos. I mean, I finished just keep it 100 with you, man. Like, if you need to take out a loan to get a cheeseburger, a burrito, a pizza, then most likely you don't need it, man. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be heartless. I know people gotta eat. I get it. But like, it's bad either way. Like, to be honest with you, it'll make more sense to buy groceries and cook your food at home than to take out a loan to buy fucking cheeseburger and a burrito. Like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I seen those jokes too, and I even cracked on that. I said, if you need this to buy shit from DoorDash, then you don't need it at all. Like, but anyway, it says over the last few years, consumers have held up relatively well, even at the face of persistent inflation and high interest rates, because the job market was strong and wage growth had kept up with inflation. At least for some workers. Earlier this year, however, large companies, including Walmart and Delta Airlines, um, began warning that the dynamic had begun to shift and they're seeking cracks in demand, which was leading to worse than expected sales forecasts. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, man, like this is dystopian shit. Like, I never thought in a million years that people would have to take out a loan just to buy groceries. Like that, like if even if like I'm just saying for like the people that really don't care. Like, think about this, man. Like you doing well. You making it. I guess. I mean, you ain't rich, but you're making it. And you see this, and you gotta say like, damn, this system is fucked up. Like like it's just ridiculous. And also too, this is why I want to get into more mutual aid and organizing because people need help, man. Like, this is not normal. Like, bad enough you got finance your home, finance your car, finance other stuff too, maybe a refrigerator, because people can't afford to buy a refrigerator outright. Um, but financing food, like, good lord, what's next? What's next? Now I get to the next story. Financing Netflix, like that, they'll be next too. They don't want you to own anything. Like, you can't even own food. You gotta finance food. Like, I mean, welcome to America. All right, guys, on to the. Okay, so next story I got here. It says Republicans warn Trump administration about Medicaid cuts. Yeah, before I read this article, I'll speculate why, because if you live in a red state, most likely most of your people are on Medicaid. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, I mean, Republicans like always want to cut shit. Like, that's part of the reason why leftists don't really go after Republicans the way we go after Democrats, because Republicans tell you, hey, we want all this shit cut. We don't give a damn. Like, we want to enrich our robber baron billionaires. So why the Democrats just give you platitudes. So yeah, I had to put that in there. It says uh, it says Republicans debate how to rein on federal spending following President Donald Trump's latest round of tax cuts. A proposed shift in Medicaid funding is drawing resistance, not from Democrats, but from within the GOP. And to be honest with you, that's shocking. Like, I never thought some Republicans. I'm pretty sure these are more centrist which centrists don't even work. Like, somebody said that. That's true. Um, Centrism isn't a thing, but for this instance, like, kind of makes sense. Like, kind of in the middle ground, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying shit, see if it sticks sometimes. Um, yep, it said moderate and battleground district Republicans, including Representative Mike Lawler of New York and Dunn Bacon of Nebraska, are publicly warning party leaders not to go far in overhauling the safety net. Yeah, because they want to win. I told you, moderate Republicans. I was going to say the ones that want to cut everything don't give a fuck. It says most likely they're in safe districts anyway. It says nearly 80 million Americans are currently enrolled in Medicaid, the federal state health insurance program for low-income individuals and people with disabilities. States that expanded Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act could face steep federal funding reductions under a cap system. Analysts at the KFF estimate such caps could cause 15 million enrollees to lose Medicaid coverage over the next decade. Um, the proposed cap doesn't directly reduce individual benefits, but it limits how much the federal government pays per enrollee, regardless of how much care is actually needed. So basically, that means is you can still get on Medicaid, but most likely some of your procedures might not be covered. Maybe you need major open heart surgery, emergency surgery on your fucking anything, any kind of medical care, because they cut, which means that to pay for these procedures most likely someone will not get covered. So yeah, yeah. Um, it says the proposed cap doesn't directly reduce. I read that. It said that could lead to states scaling back services or narrowing eligibility as they try to manage budget shortfalls. So that means the means tested program would get means tested even more. Like, everything that helps poor people always mean tested. I noticed that. Like, I have a comrade that tried to get on food stamps twice. She has two kids, and because she makes $17 an hour, which isn't enough to get a two-bedroom apartment in her state when you need $35, can't get on food stamps. And she had two kids. Like, I think at least the bare minimum is if you have a kid, you should get on food stamps automatically. Like it's wild. Let me see. It says the proposal at the center of debate is known as a per capita cap, a policy that could limit federal Medicaid payments to a set amount per enrollee. Though supporters argue it wouldn't technically cut benefits, critics say it gradually shifts costs to states and potentially reduce access to care. GOP leaders say no final decision has been made, and the party remains divided. That's shocking. Lawmakers in politically vulnerable seats are warning that any proposal procedure as cut to Medicaid will be harmful in 2024 swing districts. Centrist Republicans are seeking alternative saving proposals to avoid politically risky Medicaid challenges. So yeah, so really the sad reality is these Republicans don't give a shit about poor people. It's just that the ones that you know, the ones that are on the line for their seat. It's just that they know that cutting a program that's been around forever that helping 80 million Americans. Yeah, that will hurt your that will make you lose. so now they try to find other ways to circumvent it. Like um, it said Representative Lawler and Bacon are part of a loose coalition pushing leadership to focus on other cost-cutting measures such as fraud reduction and administrative streamlining that wouldn't reduce access to care. But fraud reduction is another word of saying let's just make the eligibility limited. You know, keep the care because you never know. Keep the care, but cut the eligibility down. Wow. Yeah. Oh God, these people are so stupid, man. Medicare for all, baby. Um, uh, in addition to Lawler and Bacon, other Republicans have signaled caution. Representative Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey said he would support guardrails on Medicaid growth, but opposed cutting 50% federal match for traditional Medicaid. See the same shit, basically saying, yeah, we can limit eligibility, but don't cut like the access to the care off. Wow. So that's crazy. Like either way, people are gonna get hurt. Like maybe somebody gets disabled or they can't get on Medicaid. Like you haven't thought about that? Wow, yeah, the people that's still eligible for Medicaid might be all right, but people that need to get on Medicaid can't because you cut it. Oh God. Um, Members of Congressional Hispanic Committee, including Representative Warren Siscomani of Arizona and Gabe Evans of Colorado, are also showing resistance, pushing leadership to focus on anti-fraud measures rather than broader cuts that could affect constituents' health access. So yeah, I'm gonna end it right there, man. Jeez. I mean, I don't think this would do no good. I think they're going to go along with the cuts to Medicaid. Unfortunately, like so many people are going to get screwed over by this. It's hurt. It hurts, man. It's heartening. You know, it's heartening because like these the same people that like will fucking vote in minutes to give the robber bearing billionaire buddies a tax cut while life saving care um as a social safety net gets cut because to fund the tax cut. So all right guys, on to the next story. All right, so um man, this story, man, this happens so much to a point where people just grow numb to it. It's so unfortunate. This story is about a couple house got raided because they were looking for somebody that was I guess stealing cars or something like that. I probably got the damn story wrong. I'm sorry, y'all, but they'll tell you in the video. But yeah, so I'm finna play it, man. Like this is why we say defund the police. Here we go.
That night was something I'll never forget.
I felt like I was going to die.
Go to the ground, lay with your hands out. Lay flat on the ground.
Let me say this. You know, this happened to them, that couple you just saw a few seconds. Like this could happen to me. This could happen to my mama, like, or my family. Like, you at home minding your own business, just mind your own business, and then they bust down the door, um, because they raid the wrong house because, oh God, because they are incompetent. But Joe Biden and Trump want to fund these people, fund the police. We need police, to protect property, to protect property, not protect your ass. Like they kill your ass, especially the skin color I have. That killed me in a heartbeat. Man, they trigger happy. Like somebody said, shoot first, ask questions later. Like that's their goal. And these poor people, man, like, jeez. But let me get back to it.
In April 2024, an innocent family had their home raided by a SWAT team, causing extensive damage to the house and leaving the family with lasting psychological scars.
You can drop a penny and I'm waking up. I'm hearing every little thing. I can't sleep. I'm seeing a therapist.
Just after midnight, Avery Marshall and his fiancée Elisa Carr, their 9-year-old son Chiron, and their 16-year-old daughter Jasani were asleep in their home in Pender County, North Carolina. Suddenly, Avery heard a commotion at the front door.
The door flew open, and as the door flew open, glass flew in the house in the living room. And I was so scared that I couldn't move. Plus, I was hurting from my back injury.
He had back surgery with stitches in his back.
Oh, God.
And they made him crawl.
This guy had back surgery, which your back is the reason why you walk. Without your back and your spine, like, you can't function. Like, you basically a quadriplegic. So you recovering from that, like, you don't need to be getting on the ground at all. In typical police fashion, like, treat him like he's a criminal. Like, raided the wrong house, and basically this guy's probably gonna have to have surgery again or some kind of procedure done, like more. I don't know if they have health insurance or not, because in this country a lot of people don't. So that's more money out their pocket potentially. So, and then on top of that, they bust their house up. Oh, God. You see why I don't like these people, man. I just don't. I don't like the police. I never liked the police. Even when I was younger, I knew the police. Like, I didn't like. I was kind of like in an echo chamber. Like, I didn't understand how corrupt police was when I was real young. Like, when I got teenage years, I got it. But yeah, like yeah.
All in the glass, lay in the glass on the floor. And then one of the police officers put their foot on his back.
SWAT teams from Lee and Pender counties were looking for a suspect accused of breaking into several cars in the area. They believe the suspect's phone or an Apple Watch he stole pinged within 52 meters of Elisa and Avery's home. But at least 5 different homes fall within that range. Police chose to raid Avery and Elisa's home because they saw Elisa's Nissan sedan parked out front, which is the same kind of car they believe the suspect was driving. But Elisa's car had a different license plate and VIN number from the one they were looking for.
My thing is, why you didn't check the license plate at least? Why you had to destroy their property and injure that man for what? All you had to do was just check the license plate. Then you say, "Oh, this the wrong house." Like that's not fuck with these. Let's not destroy these people's property. Like, again, these people are trigger happy. They want to shoot things. They want to shoot people. Like, that's what they want to do. Like, they are trained by the IDF. Like, you definitely see the results, because that's what the IDF do. Jesus Christ, man.
Yet police still raided the home without bothering to check the car's information.
They was asking me where was the guy that they were looking for. And I'm telling them that there's no one else in the house but us, and y'all at the wrong house.
During the raid, police threw 2 flashbang grenades into the home. One bounced off Avery's chest and exploded next to him, causing a couch in the living room to catch fire. The other landed in the kitchen, filling the whole house with fumes. Police also ordered Elisa and the kids out of their rooms at gunpoint.
He had a AR rifle pointed with a light on it, pointed in his face. And I'm yelling at him, telling him, look, he's 9 years old. And I felt like, I felt like I was gonna die.
Elisa, who had suffered 2 heart attacks in the past, began to feel chest pain from the terror, fumes, and adrenaline. But that didn't stop police from interrogating her and accusing her of lying when she said she didn't know the suspect.
I was just sitting there gasping for breath. and I couldn't breathe. And my heart started fluttering like the time I had my past 2 heart attacks. So I told the officer, I was like, I can't breathe.
Finally, the police called for an ambulance to take Elisa to the hospital. While she was there, the raid continued. Police handcuffed Avery and yanked him up, re-injuring his back. They then searched every nook and cranny in the home, damaged the walls and floor.
Thank God that they didn't give her another heart attack. They said, yeah, the woman suffered 2 heart attacks. And doing that, hell, that could have. Wow, that. Jeez, man.
And took sledgehammers to the outside of the house.
I mentioned something to one of the detectives that was in here that night, and I said, what are y'all gonna do about my stuff that was messed up in here, the couch and the chairs and the door and stuff? He looked at me and told me, he said, you better be glad that they didn't take the couch and throw it into the big screen TV that you got on the wall.
After about 3 hours, the police finally left. Naturally, the suspect, who was never there, was not found. He was apprehended in a different county later on. Had police taken the time to realize the license plate on Elisa's car didn't match the vehicle the suspect had been in, this whole raid could have been
That's what I said.
avoided.
I do not feel secure living in this house. After it happened, I wanted to move. I didn't want to live here anymore. They destroyed my family. And they need to know that.
What happened to Avery, Elisa, and their kids shouldn't happen to anyone. When the police disregard facts and raid the wrong home, they should be held accountable. That's why Avery and Elisa have teamed up with IJ to file a federal lawsuit against Pender and Lee counties for this unconstitutional and entirely avoidable raid.
So yeah, like destroyed the property. You almost gave the wife a heart attack again. You re-injured the husband's back. You put a gun, a AK rifle to the boy's face. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm glad that. Shout out to Institute for Justice. I hope they get get what they deserve. And unfortunately about that too is that whenever the cops get sued, um, or a settlement incurs, that come out of the taxpayers' dollar pockets. Like, yeah, man, like all this should have been unavoidable. And now, even you heard the wife say in the beginning, she needs therapy. Like she's traumatized. Like, so most likely they gotta move somewhere else, which I don't blame them. Like, because it could happen again. Um, and the big thank God moment about this clip right here is that nobody got shot. I mean, I hate for the husband and the husband to re-injure his back, but I guess he's all right. He's standing up, he's walking around and stuff, so that's good. Thank God they didn't mess his back up. And yeah, like for you bootlickers out there that love police so much and it's saying defend them, like how would you feel if this happened to you? Like this could happen to anybody. You know that, right? Like they pinged the Apple Watch, and I guess the Apple Watch was close to the vicinity. Like, apparently the asshole must have dropped the Apple Watch. I don't know. Like yeah, police can ping your phones and stuff. That's why I always tell people when you go to a protest, do not take your phone with you. Like bring a dummy phone. I have like 5 or 6 dummy phones I bring with me to protest. Like, I know a lot of people want to bring phones to record stuff, but don't bring your personal phone. You know, um, that's why when I start going to protest, I'm gonna bring me a camera or something like that. To a real camera to record, so that way they won't be pinging my shit. Bust into my fucking home. Like, yeah. But I also got an article with this too. Share my screen here again. Uh, uh, let me see. All right. It says North Carolina found family files federal lawsuit to hold SWAT team accountable for raiding wrong home, ignoring obvious evidence. Exactly. Like instead of you being trigger happy, they just want to just use their weapons. Just check the license plate. But no, you have to, traumatize his whole family forever for the rest of their lives over your wrongdoing. You don't give a fuck. And you told that man that you may be glad they didn't throw the couch into the big screen TV. Like, what kind of that's a piece of shit, motherfucker, right there, man. Um, so yeah, gonna make this bigger. Obviously, it's kind of small. It says, just gonna read it a little bit. It says today a Pender County family filed a federal lawsuit against the Pender Lee in the Pender and Lee County Sheriff's departments after officers raided damaged their home on April 2024. While searching for a suspect who had never been there, Avery Marshall and fiancee Alyssa Carr teamed up with the Institute for Justice to file lawsuits to seeks to hold officials accountable for overlooking clear evidence that they were raiding the wrong house and seeks compensation for the damages. Um, yeah, we saw the Ring doorbell footage too. On April 9th and 10th, officers from Lee County Sheriff's Department were looking for a suspect accused of breaking into several cars. They believed that the suspect's phone had pinged within 52 meters of Avery and Alyssa's address in a small Pender County community of Willard. But at least 5 different properties fall within that radius. Police decided to target Avery and Alyssa's home because they saw a Nissan sedan parked out front, which was the type of car they believed the suspect was driving. However, this car was registered to Alyssa at her address, and her car was a different model from the car police were looking for. Was 10 years newer than that car and had a different license plate and VIN number. Oh my God! So you telling me? Oh my God! Like when you're looking for a car, you got a VIN number. The VIN number tell you the year, make, and model of the car. Yeah, both of them Nissan, but yeah, it's different models of Nissan, different years of Nissans. Like, oh God, yeah, yeah. I believe they were just trigger happy, man. Um, Lee County Sheriff Department moved forward with getting a warrant to raid the home, falsely telling the magistrate the car was one of the same, and without telling the magistrate that at least 5 other properties within 52 meters of Avery and Elisa's address. The officers did not do their due diligence before conducting this raid, and they misled the magistrate into issuing the warrant without probable cause, said IJ attorney Marie Miller. Nissans are one of the most common cars. If police had taken a minute to observe and look up basic information about Alyssa's car, this entire traumatizing raid would have been avoided. A little after midnight on April 10th, police began banging on the front door. Avery got up, looked out the window, and white men with large firearms at his door. The cops then shattered the storm door, busted through the front metal door, and threw 2 flashbang grenades into the home. One bounced off Avery's chest and exploded next to the couch. My God, imagine if that grenade exploded on that man's chest, and the man already had a back surgery. Like, oh my God, man, this is wild. The flashbangs filled home with noxious fumes. Officers ordered Avery, who was shirtless and just had back surgery, to lie on a glass-covered floor. At this point, the rest of the family woke up. Police ordered a 9 and 16-year-old kids out of their bedrooms at gunpoint and interrogated them in a police wagon outside. Oh my God. So you telling me you looking for a guy that's not 9 and 16 years old, but you interrogating him? What in the fucking hell? Oh God. The worst part of this whole nightmare was laying on the ground, not being able to do anything, while cops had an AR pointed in my son's face. All I could do was yell. He's 9 years old, said Avery. I still lose sleep over it, and I know he does too. Yeah, these kids are traumatized. Let me see. It says it's so Sorry about that, guys. My StreamYard crapped out on me, so StreamYard. Never mind. Uh, this happens. It shit happens. He says it's so dehumanizing. They wouldn't believe us when we said we didn't know this guy, and they wouldn't believe me when I said I couldn't breathe. Said Alyssa, I don't even feel safe living in my own home anymore because of what happened that night. He says while Alyssa was at the hospital, you think the whole family could go with her to the hospital because they almost gave her another heart attack. They still was raiding the home. Oh my God, bro. Police searched every nook and cranny, took a sledgehammer to the outside of the home, damaged walls and floors throughout the home, and yanked Avery off the ground while handcuffed, re-injuring his back. It says a- after what felt like an eternity to the family, the police finally left, leaving the home unsecured, fume smelling in disarray. Later the next day, the suspect were apprehended in a different county. But people say that defunding the police is a bad slogan. Um, like it's the bare minimal. Like on the like JB always says, on the road to abolition is the only way. Like it makes me mad. Like the Cenk Uygurs of the world and other people shit on defund the police. Like you know, see Cenk and them. You gotta understand. Like some people live in neighborhoods that police never go to. Like police would never go to Beverly Hills or some high end community, man, like or Park Avenue or some shit like that. Like they always harass and intimidate folks or storm into wrong people's homes in the areas where working class and poor people live. So yeah, miss me with I don't believe it. Defund the police is a bad slogan. Like shut the hell up. Oh God, man. But I hope this family, Alyssa, um, um, her husband. I hope they get retribution, man. This is unacceptable. Like it's crazy. Like this shit happens. This shit happens every day. Like sometimes I maybe just go YouTube and search up raids and um, you know, you know, police brutality. Like and you'll see it, man. Like people, it's the new normal. Like like it, yeah, man. It's wild. So all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys. Now I'm going to talk about the dynamic duo. Oh God, this needs to be said. I'm going to just play this video, man.
Bernie Sanders and AOC are capitalist reformers. This means that they are not interested in abolishing capitalism. They are not interested in any anti-colonial struggle or anti-colonial efforts. Instead, they want to save capitalism from itself by regulating and reforming it. Being a
That right there. That right there. I mean, what else do I need to say? So this fight the oligarchy tour that AOC doing, and you got the Cal Kalinskis of the world and Crystal Balls and other people saying that you're fake lefties if you're not supporting this shit. Like, dude, like, see, that's when you know that people like them, like, they're leading their viewers astray, big time. Like, you know, in the back of my mind, I really think they know that ALC and them are full of crap, but they know that you got to say certain things to attain a certain amount of popularity. Like, see, this is the reason why the ATP network isn't growing fast because we tell the truth. And y'all know what YouTube says about content like ours. Like, they don't like our content, they don't push our stuff out. Um, like, without people pushing us out, like us going on to shows and stuff, people wouldn't know who the fuck we are. So yeah. I could tell you this. Like, yeah, LC, that's what she heard and does. Like, they'll say the right things, like, oh, the oligarchy's bad, or this, maybe the Democrats got a few oligarchies, and a few oligarchs in their cabinet too, but you know, um, we need to tighten and regulate these motherfuckers, and like, no, that don't work no more, buddy.
progressive does not mean that you are an anti-colonial. Being a progressive does not mean that you understand why colonized people take up arms against their oppressor. Bernie Sanders talking to 36,000 people at a rally in Coachella, telling them that Israel has a right to defend itself against terrorism, when in reality Israel's defense is consisting of branding the Star of David on Palestinian detainees, torturing Palestinian detainees, burning Palestinian medics and targeting them, burning Gaza to the ground, destroying every hospital, every university in Gaza.
And my only thing too, I got something about people that still support Bernie. Like Bernie said, Israel has the right to defend itself. Like the guy still haven't said it's a genocide yet, and you guys still caping for this guy. I don't understand. Like, and these people are supposed to be, pro-Palestine, which is good. Like, hey, you need a lot of people on their side. But I'm just saying, like, how can you say you pro-Palestine and you support a guy that doesn't acknowledge what Israel is doing and says Israel has a right to defend itself? And only will call out Netanyahu because he's right wing. So you telling me if Netanyahu was more to the, I hate saying left, more democratic, I guess? Like, because Democrats aren't left. Shout out to Savage for saying that. Like, you wouldn't call him out as much? I don't know. Bernie, man, I tell you. Um,
And you call that defense against terrorism? I will die on the hill that AOC and Bernie Sanders are just like Republicans. They fail every time to mention anything related to anti-colonialism. It's not that they don't understand it, they do, but they want the US to remain an empire that controls and destroys every part of the world.
I hate that cut off. I don't know why they cut off like that, but I got that from Instagram. Whoever they uses it, shout out to them. Like, yeah. See, AOC and Bernie won't is they just want to say the right things while keeping the status quo. Like, yeah, the oligarchy's bad. Yeah, I want Medicare for all. Yeah, I want, yeah, Trump is bad. Like, yeah, like, yeah, you say the right things, but what is your action? Staying in the Democratic Party? Like I told people, like if Bernie and AOC was legitimately saying, "Hey, we need a third party, we need an alternative party to the Democratic Party," I wouldn't even say shit. I wouldn't even roast them. Like, I have one eye open because it's like your actions speak louder than your words. Like even in 2016, Bernie Sanders dropped out to support Hillary Clinton. Like that was a red flag. Most of us looked over that. And in 2020, Bernie Sanders dropped out. After they cheated him again. And supported Joe Biden, and then called Joe Biden his best friend, and then said Joe Biden is the best president since FDR. I'm paraphrasing, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, your actions speak louder than your words. And LC, like, Miss one-term congressperson, like, now she raises money to basically run for president in 2028, and then, shit, then call Nancy Pelosi mama bear and shit. Like your actions speak louder than your words. See what I'm saying? So even if they did that, I still say I don't believe it. Still think it, but hey, at least you gotta show me like you actually want to form a third party. But yeah, like come on, man. Like people need to stop believing in this project in terms of AOC and Bernie, man. Like bro, like they're leading you astray again. Oh God! So yeah, man, I just had to play that. Let me get to the next story. All right, guys. So the Democrats, man, Democrats are lost. I mean, that's gonna be the title of this segment. Like the Democrats are toast, man. Like they I mean, this election showed you. I mean, like it exposed who these people really are. Like you got a few people that said, "Hey, let's resist Trump again, like we did in 2016," and some of them said, "Hey, like let's just let Trump crash and burn." Like, yeah, that's going to work. Like, I really do believe that in 2026 that Democrats will not dominate the midterms. Yeah, they'll probably win some seats back, but it ain't gonna be no blue wave like in 2018. And really, to be honest with you, 2018 wasn't really all that impressive to begin with, but yeah. So yeah, man, these Democrats, boy, on here, boy, crazy as hell. And shout out to K Study QB, man. He finding these gems, man. So let's start with this video.
In 2022, after the midterms, I said, if you want to run for president and be the Democratic nominee, anybody who wants to run should be able to run. Unfortunately, nobody, well, a couple people, but
Dean Phillips.
Right, Dean Phillips stepped up. Democrats, we should have had a primary for this midterm election, and we didn't. And so now.
Oh God, like, but y'all was on the side of Biden though. Like, I thought y'all do stuff in principle. Like, Biden is the number. Like, Biden is the guy. Like, he shouldn't run against Biden. Like that's y'all logic. Like, you never run against the incumbent. But now, like, these people knew Biden mental faculties was gone. Like, these people knew that, and they lied to us over and over and over again. Like, like I said, these motherfuckers can't talk about the Republicans. Like, both of them do the same shit. Just lie. Just lie. Like, they knew Biden was done in 2022. Like, Biden was done even before the debates with Trump. Like, come on, man.
Now we're living with the consequences of it. I hope that our party wakes up and realizes it. And that me saying that doesn't mean that I don't respect Joe Biden. But there's a reality in that we should have given our voters an opportunity to make a decision for themselves. And by the time.
So let me decode what she's saying. She's saying that, I like Joe Biden, but see, what's going on is that he he clapped out. So, we needed somebody that was more competent, And also to Kamala Harris, like nobody respect her either. Like these kooks on the Democratic Party that's in the establishment, like, they just only go along to get along, man. Like, whatever the leader or whatever the establishment talking point is, like, hey, we gotta stick with Kamala, we gotta stick with Biden. They'll do it. Like, like, I could have told y'all that, like, hey, like, Joe Biden poll numbers were garbage even before the debate. Garbage. I remember on Twitter too, when I was on Twitter more. Like, I remember all of my comrades was cooking Joe Biden every day. Like, I remember Joe Biden had this thing called Bidenomics. Like, y'all remember that? It wasn't that long ago when he did that. I guess he was trying to rerun again and trying to make that stick. Like, yeah, that lasted long as a saying in the South, John stayed in the army. So, oh God, let me let this play.
We had to make a decision. It was too late.
By the way, it's just 3 straight nominations where Democratic voters didn't get a chance to pick the nominee. The elites picked Hillary Clinton, the elites picked Joe Biden, and the elites picked Kamala Harris. There was no actual set of voters who felt like they had a say in this.
Yeah. I'm also still wondering. So let's just assume that Democrats do not decide that they are interested in reformulating the pizza. They just want to spend time focused on refashioning the pizza box. I still don't even know what that's going to be. I mean, here we were talking about a strongly worded letter, and that got the endorsement of like, yep, that's what we need to be doing, more strongly worded letters. I'm not really sure that Democrats yet have figured out stylistically, how do we want to?
I mean, the voters think that that's incredibly lame right now, right? That's what they're telling you.
Remember the paddles at the State of the Union?
Wait, I'll just say, okay. I think that there are some different conversations that are happening in the party. There are people like myself who are like, I'm getting out of Washington, D.C. I didn't stay here for the correspondence dinner. You know why? Because the voters I want to talk to, they aren't watching the correspondence dinner, whether there was a comedian or not. That is not what people are focusing on.
Also, too, like, one thing I give the Republican Party this, they do, even though they don't serve their voters, they do listen to them when it comes to election time. Like, they wanted Trump back in 2016, and they got Trump. Meanwhile, the Democrats wanted Bernie Sanders in 2016, they got Hillary Clinton. They wanted Bernie Sanders in 2020, they got Joe Biden. In 2024, I guess, most of us were clapped out at that point. Well, even though they should have had a primary, you got Kamala Harris, who, like, shout out to Mike, the ATP Network, one of our ATP Network crew members. He said that she probably had brain damage from COVID, and then on top of that, she drinks her stuff to death. So, yeah, like, Like Democrats should send out these clapped out candidates because they won't disrupt the establishment. You know what I mean? They won't disrupt the flow. Like like the Democratic Party would rather have Trump win than Bernie Sanders. Like that is so true. They didn't want Bernie Sanders to win um, at all, man. So yeah. I do not like Bernie Sanders. I'm just talking about like back in 2016. I just say that like y'all. I mean, like the hell Andre talking about?
They're not sadly getting their news from CNN. They're getting their news from online. And so I have also said this, that when Donald Trump lost in 2020, Republicans didn't change their message. They actually doubled down on it. I do think Democrats have policies that people like. I do think we have a communications and I think we have a messenger problem right now, which goes to the candidates. So we need to make sure we have we talk about being the Big Tent coalition. We actually need to be the Big Tent coalition, which means sometimes you will have in your coalition people you don't always agree with. But that's what was so special about the Democratic Party. I don't have to get 100% at it. But
saying you are going to send a strongly worded letter in today's political climate is roughly the equivalent of putting a slice of cheese on a frozen hamburger patty on a grill, which Chuck Schumer is famous for doing. You've totally missed.
I was wondering where you were going there. Okay.
You've completely and totally misunderstood the way political communications work, just the way you misunderstand the way grills work. That is not going to cut it for them. And by the way, Clyburn saying he had no idea Joe Biden was in decline and wasn't in a position to know.
They do. Come on. See, you know, that's what I'm telling y'all, man. These people are clowns. They knew this man was in cognitive decline. Like, you go on Twitter now and find images of him wandering around Reynolds places. Like, that's not what a normal person with a normal functioning brain do. Like, that what people that should be in nursing homes do. You know, that have cognitive decline, that needs to be under some kind of care. Oh God, I didn't know that Joe Biden had cognitive decline. And then my mama, unfortunately, my own mama said that, still say to this day, Joe Biden had COVID. That's why he screwed up. Dog, he didn't have COVID, mama. Cognitive decline, mama. Like, you can only go so far with boomers, man.
Whether he was in decline, his biggest supporter in Congress, Lord have mercy. The scandal deepens, is what I took away from that.
So that's that. So she basically saying like, yeah, we fucked up. We should have ran somebody, you know, other than Biden. I mean, other than Kamala Harris. All right. So then we get to the second one. You know, I ain't done yet. Let me see. Get to the second one. Right here. I'm gonna pull it up in a second. So Alyssa Farrah Griffin, I think her name is, or some kind of name. I know I've seen this one before. She I should listen to what she got to say, cause yeah.
You'll see in polling that people think the leader is anyone from AOC to Kamala Harris to Bernie Sanders. Well, that's not exactly a clear leader of the party, and it's certainly neither of the two congressional leaders. And then you've got folks on the campaign trail talking about fighting the oligarchy. With due respect, no one sits around the table when they're thinking about how they're going to pay that next bill and talks about the oligarchy. For all of Donald Trump's flaws, he's remarkably good at honing a very simple, direct message that resonates people. Build the wall, bring down costs for Americans. That's what Democrats need to get back to. They need to get to what is their agenda.
So basically what she's saying is that it's the messaging. I don't think it's the messaging. Yeah, the Democrats, they have no platform, obviously. They're all over the place. I get that, but again, it's like what are you gonna do for me lately? You can tell me, hey, I will lower the cost of groceries. I will do this, I will do that, but I'm waiting for you to. I voted for you. I'm waiting for you to do it, and you don't do shit. Like I'm done with you. And that's why a lot of people did not vote for Joe Biden, because they looked at their bank accounts and and it stayed the same when Joe Biden first got elected to Joe Biden's last day in office. So the messaging to me, I mean, it's not that important, man. Like, I get it, you need it, but like, this is why I say the Democrats are done. Like, trying to get comfortable. Like they're done. So that's from her. I mean, yeah, I halfway agree with it. Now I got another one. Uh, um, let me see another story from. Share my screen again. There you go. This guy Kevin O'Leary, I think he's from Shark Tank or some shit. Now we finna get to the ALC thing. So yeah, he said ALC needs to start her own deal. This party needs to shred the scale off of so they could become more centrist. Oh God. Oh yeah, like centrism will win. I mean ALC ain't gonna do shit anyway. Like, but yeah, like see people like this, like yeah, saying stupid shit like this. Yeah, this is why the Democrats lost. Yeah, they need to go be more centrist. Um,
Think to myself, but I also think to myself, and I think Carville said this first, and he's right. It's got to bifurcate the AOC kind of socialist thing. She's got to go run her own deal because that party. She will never be president of the United States with that platform. She doesn't believe in the American dream. She doesn't want to support people getting wealthy.
Oh God. Oh God. Now. What he said was, he said she'll never become president. It's true. Like the Democratic Party don't want ALC to be president. They just want her to basically be Jasmine Crockett Light, which go around and you know, you know, just say things that resonate with the people. Um, sorry if my camera's shaking, guys. I need a new desk. Um, shit like that. That was John McCrockett do. Like, um, but she don't want people to be richer. My thing I would say about that is if she actually cared, if she actually wanted to fight the oligarchy, you'll form your own third party or you'll join one. I mean, you wouldn't join the Green Party because you spear Jill Stein, and the Green Party saying they only run one candidate every 4 years, which is a lie. Like, see, stupid shit. Like, see, that's what you know. LC is a career politician. Right? That's what careers do. Like, I'm pretty sure somebody told her to make that Instagram video. And you know she put that shit on Instagram too, by the way, because it turns out on Instagram you can't ratio people easily like on Twitter. I'm pretty sure you got ratioed on Twitter too, but like you go LLC's Instagram platform, it's full of sycophants, man. Like, holy shit, I love you, LC. Oh my God. Oh God, man! Like, stop treating these celebrities like politicians. I mean, stop treating these politicians like celebrities, man. Like, that shit is really annoying.
And she's also a terrible manager. I think she's a great marketer. I buy her T-shirts, 83% gross margin. I give them out on the beach in Miami after I sign them. You know the tax the rich thing? I'm the guy wearing those on the beach, giving them out. I think it's hilarious. But she's making 83% on those things, okay? So she's actually a capitalist.
Heck of a capitalist right there.
Exactly. But my point is, that party needs to shed that scale off it so that it can become more centrist and find their new, for lack of a better word, they need a Jesus. They need someone to rise up that we don't know.
Become more centrist. That's funny, man. They don't need to become more progressive. Let's become more centrist. Translation, let's support cutting even more taxes for the rich. Let's support more anti-working class policies. Like, yeah. Oh God, like to be honest with you, man, they already centrist. Why are you saying this? Like, it don't make any sense. Oh God, and LC is not. She's not. I mean, she's LC is a little tick on. Like, the Democratic Party is like a mountain. She's like a tick on a mountain. Like, they're not going to change because LC said fight the oligarchy. Like, this guy's delusional. Like, he don't know how politics work, bro. Like, You don't know how politics. Like this guy from Shark Tank, like he's deeply unserious. Like, why would you get advice from Kevin O'Leary for all of all people? Like Jesus Christ.
And say, I'm the new direction of this party to compete with. I mean, think about what happened with the working man. I don't know how Trump did this, but he stripped the working man and the unions out of that party like soft meat off a baby back rib. Just sucked it off. And
you're right. He's way better at this than
The
I am.
analogies on the food.
But it's true. It's true. That's what happened. How did he do that? He took away their base.
Yeah, when Carville speaks about Democrats, I actually listen. And what he was on the Politics War Room podcast with those comments, Kevin, and he had said that, these.
Yeah, Jane Carville, the LSU stand. Yeah. Oh, he's such a. Oh, he said the same shit. He said the same thing about LC. Oh God, these people. Let it continue a little bit.
AOC and Bernie, not the future of the party. And I just want to read this quote. He said, if AOC wants to run for president or wants to put her name on the ballot, let her come. Bernie Sanders ran twice and lost 2 times. Maybe he wants to take a crack a 3rd time. I have no problem with that. But be sure we get who, in my opinion, are staggeringly more acceptable, staggeringly more talented, staggeringly more articulate candidates out there. He is saying in this podcast he's sure that they have those people in the Democrat Party. I'm not sure that they do.
They don't. I mean, really, to be honest with you, Bernie Sanders and AOC is not that like that. Like, they can speak, but they're not eloquent, as James Carville will say. Like the Democratic Party likes dullness. They like dullness. Like they don't want any radicalization of the party. Oh God. Oh man. So basically what these people saying is let's not listen to the voters. The voters don't mean shit. What matters is, you know, stick being center right, because the Democrats is a center right party. I mean, they're a right wing party. Like Democrats are on the right. They're not. They're not on the left at all. I hate the word centrist, and just keep it 100. Just keep it 100.
Because I think if they did, I mean, I would hope we would be seeing them.
If Carville's saying that about AOC, I would bet money right now that she wins the nomination, because they always fall on, I've said this before, but they act like he's some sort of wise Southern soothsayer. He said more than once, Kamala, baby, she's going to win. He published a piece in the New York Times saying that Kamala Harris was going to win. He's a dried up old peach pit. He knows nothing about modern liberals.
That was pretty good.
For the love of the Lord.
Okay.
Oh, dry peach pit. Wow. I got a couple more of these. Let's go to this one, man. And before I go to this, man, like, Lord have mercy. Oh, Bernie Sanders. Oh, now you want to talk about Medicare for all now. You let it go, when Biden got in there, because you knew Biden wasn't going to even talk about Medicare for all. He wasn't going to touch that with a 2-foot pole. But now, since the Democratic Party is basically in limbo, now you want to talk about it, which, like Nick Cruz is right. Shout out to Nick on RBN. Like, Medicare for all is dead in terms of discussion wise. Like, nobody talks about it anymore. Like, I mean, it's so unfortunate, but like Forced to Vote was like the last ditch effort to keep Medicare for all in the conversation. But Bernie Sanders didn't want to fuck with it. LC made every excuse out of the book, even fucking TYT at the time. Which I think after that, a lot of people just stopped messing with those people, which to now they're in limbo as well. Like, they don't know which grift they want to grift to. 1 minute is, let's talk to the right, and the next minute is, yeah, we're going to put populist Democrats in there, which those populist Democrats are just going to be servants of the establishment Democrats. So, yeah, like, what they going to do? Sit outside of Nancy Pelosi's office or Hakeem Jeffries' office? Then they will get a nicely worded speech saying, if you do that again, you're going to lose your seat. Like, they threaten your ass, man. Oh boy. One thing about the Democratic Party, you cross the motherfuckers, man, they cut your ass off. Like ask Corey Bush and Jamal Bowman. Like yeah, like that's a. All right, let me get to this. Bernie Sanders. The Democrats introduced Medicare for All bill. Oh God. Oh God. Why? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, yeah. I'm gonna play it. Here we go. It's on Fox 5, I think.
Democrats on the Hill introducing the Medicare for All bill. The measure would provide health care to all Americans with zero out-of-pocket expense and total choice of provider. The legislation will likely face.
What is this? 2015? I mean, what? What is this? 2015, 2016? Did they already like put a bill on the? Did they already like have a bill and a whole bunch of Democrats co-signed it or some shit like that? Like, somebody need to tell them like. Oh my
challenges
God.
from Republicans in both chambers.
Oh God, like bro, like they virtue signaling. Like this is a virtue signal, a hella virtue signal, man. Like why they didn't introduce this when Biden was in office? I mean, Biden was president. I mean, they had a majority, a slim majority, but they had a majority. They could have got it through. I mean, they could have got it through. But you know, most of these Democrats, my boy Town Business say, demo dummies. Only you know, I mean, they lobbyists will not like that, so that's why they don't introduce. I mean, that's why they don't introduce the bill when they have power. Like they do shit. Like this is just a virtue signal, man. Like this is a joke. I can't believe people even talking about this. Like, oh my God. I got another video. Like, yeah, Andre coming with the videos today. So here's now next one I'm gonna play is Premier Jayapal. I used to call her Premier J. I used to call her Premier J PayPal. I'd be like, what the fuck? This nigga stupid. Oh God, yeah, man. So here's the next one, man.
Lawmakers announcing the introduction of Medicare for All legislation. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and Representatives Pramila Jayapal and Debbie Dingell. They're joined by allies from unions and advocacy groups at a news conference. It runs about an hour.
Who's virtue signaling this shit, man?
Sisters and brothers, welcome to your nation's capital.
I think you're going to be on this side, Bernie.
I'm going to be on this side. All right. Well,
This man stood in front of the podium instead of behind it. Good God, Bernie. Man, just retire, bro. Oh my God. You had to tell him like, hey Bernie, hey Bernie, let's go to the other side. Man. Bernie, just retire, bro. Come on, man. Like why are you doing this yourself, man? I'm laying on the wrong Lord, Hemorrhage. That's embarrassing. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. Look at this shit, bro. Man. You can sell it at the front of the podium. Oh, I'm laughing. Oh God. Oh God. Like she had to tell him, like, here we go, man.
this side. All right. Well,
oh God, people laughing too, man. Oh my God. See, that when you know your ass is old as fuck. You need to sit your old ass down, retire, man. Like somebody said, like you need to bake cookies for your grandkids. Do something, bruh. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Like, I mean, what's the point of all this? Like nobody's biting this shit, bro. Like, oh my God. Oh my God, bro. Oh shit. But anyway, Got one more video for y'all, man. I think that's it. Damn, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I don't know, man. Medicare for all, like when you know it's not gonna even touch grass, bro. Not gonna even touch grass because Republicans aren't gonna go along with it, and you damn sure like Donald Trump ain't gonna sign it into law. So like, what I mean, like, what are you doing? Like, why my question is, then I'm gonna end this stream. Like, why you didn't sign it? Why you didn't put it on the floor? Don't enforce the vote. Then, then like that would be a great time when people are still like into politics, because you know, the average normally American has the attention span of a mustard seed. Like, people could still be talking about it. Like, you know, it's crazy that it had to take a rogue actor like Luigi Mangione to unalive a CEO of United Healthcare to get the conversation going again. Like, but you know, it's a joke. The Democrats are lost. Um, so, all right, guys, that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed the Good Faith Show with Andre. I'm glad I'm back. If you didn't notice, I did not stream Thursday and Friday because I was in Georgia. You know, just trying to get some things done. So, I'm back. I was trying to stream the whole week. Tomorrow on the ATP network, Anthony will be joining us on Tea Time to discuss things. Try to talk about the people financing food now. I'm trying to talk about a couple other things too. So don't miss that. The stream should start at 1:30 Eastern time, but you know, depending on when time the guest comes in and all that stuff, you know, it might start a little bit earlier, a little bit later. We don't know. We moved to a new time because you know, the co-host, you know, she's a single mom and stuff like that. So you know, she has very limited time. So that's why we started it at 1:30 instead of 5 o'clock. So yeah, shameless plugs before we go. On the bottom of the screen, follow the ATP Network official Twitter account at ATP Network 247. Be sure to like the video. Helps us out in the algorithm. Don't cost you nothing. And also too, y'all, please help us out. Like, y'all know I push Palestinian mutual aid a lot on Twitter. If you follow me on there, go to godsfunds.com. Share these GoFundMe links. Read them. Do what you gotta do because anything helps, man. I know some people are skeptical and stuff, but these are verified. That's why I click on this because at least it's some verification for these GoFundMe. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching my black ass. I don't know why y'all watch me because I'm stupid, but I appreciate it, man. And yeah, man. Like yeah, man. Man, you know what though, man. Before I go, like we need to love one another, man. Like it's too much bickering and beefing online, man. Like we all need to come together, bro. Like we need to come together, come up with ideas, like brainstorm ideas instead of being our own echo chambers talking about each other. Like this shit ain't cool, man. So yeah, I'm out. This is Andre Morton signing out of the Good Faith Show. Have a good one. And what I always do before I leave, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu.